What's all in this drawer up here?
This drawer is mostly O-ring picks, seal pullers, some injector cleaners. This is pretty much flashlights, feeler gauges, paint markers, kind of a miscellaneous small stuff. Here we've got screwdrivers and hose picks. That's all that drawer consists of. Scrapers, some electrical test stuff. This is a amp clamp, files. This is some AC stuff, multimeter, back probes, circuit testers, and some test leads. This one's kind of all sorts of stuff. We got some extractors, bore scopes, some more electrical troubleshooting, butane torch, some hydraulic seal kit, seal installers, some battery cable tools. This one is all Torx and Allens. You got all your sockets, long, shorts, balls, and then your kits of wrenches. And this drawer is all punches, chisels, things you hit with the hammer.
Yep, that's a big one.
Got a few different sets of punches and chisels here, some longs, some shorts. So that's that drawer. Right below that, all the hammers are stored there. Off to the side here, we keep our great big ratchets, big pry bars, bolt cutters, pipe wrenches, some big stuff like that. This is all pliers, vice grips, channel locks, crimpers, side cutters, all sorts of stuff there. Here we've got our metric and standard, just regular old wrench, and then our standard angle wrenches. This is all our crescents. We got our metric angles. These are standard and metric ratcheting wrenches. These are super thin wrenches for like jam nuts and things like that.
Yep.
Here we've got flex head ratchets, metric and standard, reversible, metric and standard, stubby ratcheties, flares. Here's just some normal stubbies, and then all our filter wrenches are in this drawer.
Gotcha.
Sockets and ratchets. We got our super deeps. We got all our ratchets up here. Our 3/4.
Sheesh.
Big 3/4 ratchet head. The bar is over there in the corner. Here's a special socket for hydraulic couplers. That's kind of that drawer. More sockets. This is pretty much all my swivels or specialties. These are all line sockets. Here's some Torx, tap sockets for your tap and die kits.
Yep.
And then all my 1/4-inch drive is here. And then we got these extension wrenches from Mac Tools. Down here is all our power tools and batteries. We got the Milwaukee inch, 3/4, 2 1/2-inch, and 1 3/8 impacts. We got a grinder, 8 batteries, Milwaukee, 8 batteries, DeWalt. DeWalt, we've got nut driver, drill, lights, angle bit, or right angle drill, stuff like that. So those are all the power tools. Below that, everything too big to fit in the drawers. Wrenches anywhere from 1.25 to 2.5, straights, angled, metric up to 50. Big pipe wrenches, pry bars, channel locks, crescents, things like that. Come up top here, all our extensions and adapters, big jaw puller, chargers, magnetic trays. This is all our crow's feet, specialty half moon wrenches, X-beam wrenches, things like that. This is all air conditioning. We got our grease guns, 2 of them, our big 5-pound dead blows, and then these are 3/4 drive standard, and then the metric is right behind him for sockets. This is pretty much all sorts of different stuff.
Hard to explain.
Yeah, starting over here, we got our big snap ring pliers, AC gauges, bushing drivers, little snap rings. Both of these are electrical, some rethread kits, taps and dies, slide hammers. Up top is all kinds of different stuff. We've got drill bits, extractors, stud removers, some electrical terminal tools, temp guns, all sorts of stuff like that. Over here we've got a bunch of bearing pullers, bearing splitters. That's pretty much a whole slug of different stuff here. In this compartment we've got our AC stuff, we've got our flush, our freon, and our vacuum pump, all our jacks. These are all caps and plugs, steel and plastic. A bunch of extension cords, our welder leads, pans, jumper cables, and up top here we've just pretty much got funnels.
What do you keep down in here?
In the bumper, it's pretty much kind of the pry bars, the pipe wrenches, chains. I've got all my hitches in there, cable winches, chain hoists, stuff that this is the one box that is not pressurized on the truck, so a lot of dirt and dust gets in it. And so this is kind of stuff that's okay to get a little rusty and okay to get some dirt all over it.
You know, it's not the size of the pipe wrench, it's how you, well, you know. What's down in this one?
This drawer is where we control our air compressor. It's where our dryer is for our air. This is all my rigging equipment, chains and straps and barrel clamps and things like that. Also houses the air hoses and things like that. We've got a 6,500 pound crane mounted on this truck here. So in this compartment we've got our stabilizer controls right here. Our crane or wireless remote is right there. Other than that, we got rags and brake clean, some gloves, garbage, stuff like that.
What do you typically use the crane for?
The crane's mostly used when we're doing choppers to lower the chopper body out, move processors around. You use it a lot for tires, mounting weights.
I think I saw you used it for an auger on a combine.
Yep. We removed the whole auger on a combine. One thing it comes in real handy for is skid steers. If they're dead, you can grab onto the booms. You can't tip the cab on a New Holland skid steer without the booms in the air. Grab onto the booms, lift the booms in the air, and then you can tip the cab and get to the pump compartment. So
Gotcha.
this is pretty much shop supplies type stuff. Up here is kind of my parts inventory from the shop. Relays, switches, we got some grease lines, some test units, bolts, hardware, things like that. Down on the bottom here, this is all our
Sweet.
nuts and bolts, metric standards, washers. We got all our fuses, O-ring kits, electrical connectors, some more O-ring kits, electrical connectors, wire, zip ties, things like that. This one, we've got all our air equipment on top here and our lights. We've got a charger right here. We can charge lights running down the highway. So this is all our air tools. We got all sorts of die grinders, blow guns, air hammers, sawzalls, ratchets, things like that. Come down a shelf and we've got a lot of our consumables, I guess if you want to call it, our aerosols, our penetrating oil, brake clean, glass cleaner. And then in the corner here, all our pads for our air tools. This is some coolant tooling for airlift, filling systems back up. Come down to the bottom here, we got a few more air tools. In the back here's a vacuum. We got our porta power, our radiator pressure testing, some bushing drivers, and then these are some more Allen and Torx kits here. So in this cabinet we've got our torch. Down here in the bottom is where we keep the helmets and all our torch and welding equipment. All three of these cases are hydraulic gear pullers. They stay in here, and that's about it for this door.
So I hear you, like you said, air compressor. Where's your air compressor at?
So this is our air compressor here. This runs all off the PTO, all hydraulic driven. So kick the PTO on. You can only either run the crane or the air compressor one at a time, can't run both. That switch is in the rear crane compartment to select which one you want to run at that time. Yeah, this air compressor kind of kicks butt.
Yeah, then you gotta, and then so is that, I've seen other service trucks where they got like a gas powered air compressor.
Yep.
Is this a lot better? Or?
Yeah, this is a twin screw, so the recovery rate is unbelievable. You can run a 1-inch impact with a 1/2-inch hose, and this thing will beat your impact all day long. you'll never run out of air. So.
And then what kind of welder you got over there? Is that just engine driven or?
Yep. We got a Miller welder. It's a Kohler gas engine. And mostly I use it for a generator, running battery chargers, things like that. I don't do a whole lot of welding out in the field, especially, we're only doing stick on that machine. That's more for if we ever need to be in an irrigation setting, welding pipe or things like that.
Yep.
Then we can go ahead and weld that.
I gotcha. So what do y'all have inside? Well, so you like the extended cab better than your old one?
The extended cab is 100 times better. We had a Dodge 2500 regular cab. It was 2014 before this truck, and it was a good truck, but not near enough room. So, but yeah, the extended cab, we got our jump packs, creeper, book bags full of diagnostic equipment, all of our cables to hook up to machines. In this DeWalt box down here is all of our hydraulic pressure gauges, testing equipment, our hoses, flow rater, things like that. We got some pig mat land back here for all those spills we make.
Yep.
And then over there in the cases, we've just got more diagnostic equipment, some more equipment for various tractors have certain cables. Front here, and pretty much passenger seat rides the laptop charger. That's about it for the front. Our switches up here control our box power, turn our blower fan or our pressurizer fans on in our box, all our exterior and interior lights in our doors. PTO switch is there as well to kick PTO.
So what kind of role does a computer play being a diesel mechanic?
It depends what you're working on, but anything with wires, it's something that you kind of need. We have all of our manuals on the computer, so it doesn't matter what or when or where. We can download our manuals and we can get all our troubleshooting, wiring, schematics, all of our codes and everything like that. So it's pretty crucial.
I thought you told me one time. So, at any given day, what % do you think you're on the computer?
I would say I am on the computer probably 30% of my day, between filling out repair orders and doing paperwork and talking with customers on the phone, helping troubleshoot problems over the phone, trying to get machines fixed that way, looking up parts, things like that. So yeah, I'd say about 30% of the day is spent on the computer.
Yeah, I gotcha. What did you say? How much do you think you got
in this box alone? We've got about $1,500 worth of gauges and special hoses and testing equipment for various types of machines.
Sheesh.
So between this is where your money's at. All your gauges, we've got anything going from 50, we got a 60 here, all the way up to 10,000. And we've got 4 or 5 of everything. That way, when you're out in the country, you can test multiple parameters all at once. So,
I gotcha. So how much would you say you have in tools total?
I would say we're knocking, if not over, we're right at 100,000. What we've got in the truck, I would say, is less than half of what we actually have. We have 3 toolboxes and 1 cabinet at work, and those are plumb full, and those drawers, you all kind of got to shift stuff around to get those drawers to close. And then here at home on the farm, I also have 2 toolboxes that are plumb full, aside from Dad's toolbox he has in the shop there. So
I gotcha.
I would say I'm spending $2,500 on tools every month.
And he comes every 2 weeks?
Every week. Yep. So some weeks are $1,500 and some weeks are $30. But I would say on average we're right between the 3. We've got Mac, Snap-on, and Matco. Between the 3 tool guys, I would say we're spending about $2,500 a month. But we're really running out of stuff to buy fast. We've kind of filled all the needs and the wants. So
I got you.